Hi, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. I'm in the middle of summer crafting and I am so excited about it. I remember growing up that the most fond memories I had was playing out in the yard with my grandpa in the shop, listening to a ball game. So I decided to include some baseball themed items into my summer decor. Come craft with me. I thought these house-shaped wooden blocks in the Crafter Square section at the Dollar Tree would be perfect for this project. You can use whatever color that you want, but I'm going to paint this in the color Ocean. It's a Waverly chalk paint, and I have used this color throughout my summer patriotic decor, so I just wanted some continuity, and I reached for this color. I'm going to paint the entire block this beautiful ocean color, and it's kind of similar to a piece that I seen on Etsy, and I seen a beautiful tier tray piece. It was adorable, and I liked the home plate and the house shape design ideas. And so I just went to the Dollar Tree and started finding things in this house shape design because they are amazing at these particular house shape designs. And so I wanted to recreate, not exactly, it's just kind of an inspired piece, this little Etsy tier tray piece, and I did not want to put an exorbitant amount of money in it. So Dollar Tree it is. I finished painting my wood block and then I set it aside and I kind of put where I was holding it with my thumb. And when I set that aside to dry, I thought that I would do a quick little design on this small picture frame that I had picked up at the Dollar Tree with this similar house-shaped design. I printed on my Cricut the letters to go on these designs, but I'm telling you, I only did that because I had my Cricut out and I was doing another project for work with it. And the stickers that I normally get at Walmart, they're 97 cents, I believe, and they will work just as well and just as effective for a little less money. And I might add, if I'm working on a project like this with my Cricut, I use Dollar Tree vinyl. It works just very well. So I printed out the words home. I put those in the middle of my picture frame with just a white piece of paper behind it. And then I thought it needed a little something extra. So I just made a fingertip bow, just like you were tying a shoelace. And once I got it to the size and the style that I wanted, I just trimmed the ends off at an angle. I did not dovetail these because it's a very small piece, but you can if you like that look too. And then I'm just going to hot glue that to the top of my picture frame. I have said it before and I will say it again. Any colors, any style, anything that I use, any kind of ribbon, you can make this your own. I'm only showing you what I did and what I became inspired to do when I seen these little pieces on Etsy. They're not identical. They're just a budget-friendly option. I found on Temu a couple of keychains, and what I think I paid $1.28 for one and 97 cents for another, and I decided that I was going to use this into my baseball craft. Now, instead of making a tassel, I'm going to use what I have that I purchased at the Dollar Tree because those red, white, and blue beads are gorgeous. And I had purchased some baseball beads during the 99-cent sale on Temu. And so I had these already because I was kind of thinking ahead. And then I got this keychain that had just a bat and a cute little baseball attached to it. Everything was put on by an O-ring, or you could just unscrew it. It was easy and it was not something that I had to pay an enormous amount of money for, or buy a package of several and have them just laying around until, I might get inspired to do something different with my theme again next year. But this is what I found, and this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to take some twine. I always put mine through like a darning needle, and then I just start stringing my beads, and the red, white, and blue, and then the baseball in between, just to make this strand a little bit longer. And I do like the beaded tassels at the Dollar Tree, but they're just not as long as what I enjoy and what I think looks good on my tier trays. So I just clipped this apart and decided to repurpose it. I had kind of pre-counted out to see how many of the little baseball beads that I had versus the beads on the tassel, and what design that I came up with was the alternating colors with a baseball bead, and then a set of 3 colors with a baseball bead. And I just continued that pattern all the way to the end. I used every single one of my little baseball beads, and I ended up with a long, absolutely beautiful tassel. And I have no idea. I went through my beads and made sure that my colors were just right, but I still ended up with 2 blue beads. So I have no idea if those were tucked under the tag and I didn't see them, but I ended up with 2 blue beads. I cut this tassel apart and I liked it. It was nice and fluffy, and it would have been all right, but I wanted to add a little something to it and kind of beef it up and make it match my existing decor. Always before, I had used the tan and blue twine from the Dollar Tree that you can get in the nautical section, and I had just a little bit of a spool left in my little stash, and so I decided to beef this up and add the existing colors to it, and it just made it a little bit more full. I decided I was going to use that beautiful blue and white gingham check ribbon that was already in the tassel, because I love blue and white gingham and I love red and white gingham for the summer. It is, to me, so cool and breezy and summery feeling, and I just love gingham in the summer. I kind of added a piece in every now and then I would just kind of clip it off so that it would be about even with the tassel that was already there. Then I folded it over, and when I folded it over, I left my finger on the inside so that it would have a nice loop so that I could pull my twine through it. And when I got ready to attach it, I just started with a very tight knot and started wrapping my twine around it very tightly and carefully. And then when I got to the edge and I had no more twine left, I just put a little dab of hot glue and folded it over so that it would blend in with the other strands that I had already put on. I fluffed my tassel out. I made sure that all of it was pretty close to the same length, and I gave it a little trim just in case, I didn't want a little straggle here and there. And then I took my twine with my darning needle and I pulled that through that little loop that I had left in the top of my tassel. And then I was ready to tie it off. And when I did that, I took my needle and I went up to the first bead, and I kind of went in through the bead and made a nice little knot and kind of tied it off through that bead so that it would be nice and secure. You do not always have to tie it off through that bead, but I have puppies. I have a Chiweenie and a Chihuahua, and I just know that it would be a disaster if my beaded tassel were to break and they were to get a hold of a bead. They're like toddlers. They're into everything, and they would find these really quite interesting. So I made sure that I had it really good and tight. When I got to the other end, I took this cute little baseball. I put the end thread through my darning needle, and this cute little baseball. It was so cute. The keychain, like I said, I paid 98 cents for this set, and it was well worth the money. And I just put that through the loop, and then I went up with my darning needle up through the first bead and kind of pulled that as tight as I could so that there wouldn't be that much slack in it. And then I made a knot, and then I pushed my darning needle back through the knot and I clipped it off. I did make sure I double knotted it. Once again, I have puppies. And so I made sure it was really good and tight. Plus, I don't like a lot of the slack that's in a lot of the beaded tassels. I like the beads and the ends to be pretty tight so that when they lay on the tray, there's not like any spaces. And now I have a little beaded tassel that I had reworked from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start on my little house wood block, and I just had printed these letters off with my Cricut, and I started applying them. Strike one, strike two, and out. I thought this was so cute, but once again, you can achieve this with the lettered stickers from Walmart or from the Dollar Tree, they have so many shades and colors. They even have the little rub-on transfer letters, and so you do not need a Cricut for this project. I took the bat and I unscrewed it from the keychain and I glued it to the top, and my tier tray pieces are amazing. I love them. I paired them with some things that I had already had on a tier tray before. There's my grandma's ceramic cherry pie. I pull it out every summer. I love it. And I thought that these Etsy inspired pieces turned out so cute on a total budget. So if you see something that you really think that you can DIY and you want to, but you don't want to buy in bulk and you don't want to, spend a lot of money, I encourage you to think outside the box and use something maybe unconventional in your crafting, because you never know what's going to work and what's not going to work until you tried it. So don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video. Give me a thumbs up. Welcome to all my new subscribers. You all are amazing, and I love you each and every one. And so thank you so much for watching Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos.